this was the lobby of that bottling plant,
Yeah.
right?
This was what they kind of considered the show-off room, if you will. That's not the technical term, but
it's a good term though.
But they would have actual operational parts of the assembly line come out of the wall just here and around and back forth, so that people could walk by in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and especially early on, and get a glimpse into this new, amazing, assembly technology and bottling and carbonated beverages. Even at that time, we have folks come in, even now, that are like, this is where I first tried Coca-Cola for the first time, or like, I remember walking here as a little girl, and so, those cool stories kind of keep us going.
And how long was Coke here? When did they leave, and then what happened?
Yeah, so it's a pretty neat story. They, of course, started here in 1931. The Unser brothers are the families who owned and operated the bottling plant up through the early 60s. They then sold it, and briefly it was owned by Unser Jr. of racing fame.
Really?
Yeah, we have a big connection with the Indiana Motor Speedway, obviously here in Indianapolis, and even in our history we do. And he actually is the gentleman in the mid-60s who took the bottling plant after a few years over to the west side, still there in some capacity. And then he used this as a personal storage facility for his own car collection.
Oh my Lord,
so
really?
Fortunate fella.
He had a few cars.
One or two. And then later on in the 60s, Indianapolis public school system purchased the whole district, and they owned that property, this property, up until 2017. So for, I would say, that's 40, 50 years. The public school system utilized this space in one manner or the other: preps, kitchen, shop classes, administrative offices. And famously, for those of us who were here earlier on before it became what it is today, it was a bus depot. So it was famously known for just a sea of yellow school buses parked here behind, like black sheeted.
So nice.
It was not what you see today, for sure.
Good story about these photos. That decorate your hallway.
Yeah, it's a big space, so you'll get a chance to see them as you walk to your room. But there's a number of black and white pictures throughout the space, and we've talked a lot about paying kind of tribute and homage to the history and the people that made it this way. But more recently, you'll find about 12 or 13 of different photos of the ladies and gentlemen that worked on the project from 2017 to 2020. And so these are all, this lady here, the gentleman behind me, among others, they're all actual contractors, construction workers, electricians, marble folks that physically brought this thing back to life.
And do they ever come to visit themselves?
Yeah, a few of them do. Yeah, the rightfully prideful ones. Yeah, we've got a gentleman who likes to come and stay on his anniversary, and he always wants to stay in the room next to his picture so he can. Room. Yeah, his room. Right. Yeah. This is an eclectic space here. We fondly refer to this as the lab. Because it was actually an old quality control lab for the bottling plant.
This is it.
Yeah, this is what it used to look like. And essentially they would pull product up off of the floor, or the line rather, bring it up here in large quantities, dump it in these vats, and then they would quality control test it. One of the cool things specifically about this room is actually these doors over here, or drawers I would say, and they've got these caps in them, which is kind of an indicator. So they would pull a ton of product off the line and pull it all up here and dump it out. And to our understanding, they would use these, since we're up on the second floor now, they would use these and they'd drop all the caps back down to the operation, to the bottling floor, so they could be reused and put on new bottles as they were coming out. I think in any of these sorts of situations, there's two roads, right? Like you either tear it down and you build something new, or you honor what's here. And they've done a great job, I think, of kind of doing both. They've honored what's here, and then they've made use of the rest of the space in the district.
There was an era in the 60s, early 70s where it's like, tear it down. We need the freeway. We need, where it's like so much has been lost. So the fact that this didn't happen and that today it's just enjoyed by so many.
Yeah, what it is today, I think, is a testament to what you can do with what we have.